Thanks for the advice.
Yippee-ki-yay, debatable Christmas movie lovers. Today we're taking a look at Die Hard, the 1988 classic that gave us one of the most iconic action heroes of all time, Bruce Willis's John McClane. It's got it all, razor-sharp one-liners, perfectly paced action, and a villain so charismatic you almost find yourself rooting for him. But here's the question, is Die Hard just a product of its time, or does it still hold up as one of the greatest action movies ever made? Also, even if it stands the test of time, is it really a Christmas movie? Let's break it down. Die Hard follows off-duty NYPD officer John McClane as he visits Los Angeles to reconcile with his estranged wife Holly at her company's Christmas party. Things take a sharp turn when a group of terrorists led by the cunning Hans Gruber seizes the building. With no backup and only his wits, McClane becomes an unlikely hero, taking on the bad guys one by one. The movie itself exists because Hollywood was chasing the next big action trend after the success of larger-than-life heroes like Arnold and Stallone. Adapted from the novel Nothing Lasts Forever, Die Hard took a more grounded and grittier approach, making its hero just an ordinary guy in an extraordinary circumstance. Well, an ordinary guy with the knack for improvising explosives anyway. Producer Joel Silver played a pivotal role in shaping Die Hard into the action masterpiece it became. Known for crafting high-energy blockbusters like Lethal Weapon, Silver envisioned Die Hard as a film that pushed boundaries, blending large-scale spectacle with the gritty realism of 1970s thrillers such as The Towering Inferno and The French Connection. He brought on director John McTiernan, whose distinct approach took the movie to the next level. Drawing inspiration from classic films like Rafifi and Kurosawa's Seven Samurai, McTiernan implemented dynamic cinematography to build tension, using tight framing and fluid camera movements. His decision to set the film's events at night enhanced the atmosphere, emphasizing isolation and danger while contrasting light and shadow for visual drama. This collaboration between Silver's bold vision and McTiernan's grounded artistry created a film that balanced heart-pounding action with an intelligent aesthetic, a rare feat in 80s cinema. The casting and production of Die Hard are nearly as iconic as the movie itself. Bruce Willis, then known primarily for his comedic role in Moonlighting, was an unlikely choice for John McClane. Before landing the part, the role was offered to several action stars, including the previously mentioned Arnold, Stallone, and even Frank Sinatra, who had a contractual right to reprise his role all the way back from 1968's The Detective. Willis ultimately brought a relatable, everyman quality to McClane, giving the character a vulnerability that stood apart from the invincible action heroes of the era. Meanwhile, Alan Rickman made his Hollywood debut as Hans Gruber, delivering a performance so refined and magnetic that it set a new standard for cinematic villains. His suave demeanor and sardonic wit elevated Gruber beyond a typical bad guy, making him an essential part of the film's legacy. On the production side, Die Hard broke new ground in how action films were made. The iconic Nakatomi Plaza was actually Fox Plaza, the real-life headquarters of 20th Century Fox. The studio also amusingly charged itself rent to film there. The movie also leaned heavily on practical effects, creating explosive set pieces that felt visceral and real. McTiernan's commitment to authenticity extended to the actors. Alan Rickman's famous fall scene was shot by dropping him earlier than he expected, ensuring his stunned reaction was genuine. These production choices combined with a strong cast and smart script transformed Die Hard from just another action movie into a timeless classic that redefined the genre. Die Hard had a mixed reception upon its release. Critics were divided, especially over Bruce Willis's casting as an action hero given his comedic background. Despite this, it resonated with general audiences. Over time, it became clear that Die Hard had left a significant mark on the genre. When I watched Die Hard for the first time, I hadn't seen a lot of other action movies. At the beginning, I didn't expect much of the film, but as it went on, it continuously exceeded my expectations. It's one of the few movies I could rewatch pretty much whenever, at any attention level, and enjoy it. For the rest of the video and my review, there are going to be spoilers, so if you haven't seen it, go watch it and come back. John McClane, a cop from New York, arrives at Nakatomi Plaza in LA to reconcile with his estranged wife Holly. But when a group of European terrorists led by Hans Gruber takes the building hostage, McClane is forced into action. Armed only with his wits and a limited supply of weapons, he battles the invaders from the shadows, taking down enemies one by one in increasingly creative ways. The tension ramps up as McClane discovers Gruber's true intentions, racing against time to stop a heist disguised as a political act. From the first shot of McClane, barefoot and out of his element, to the heart-stopping final confrontation with Grouper, the film never lets up. McClane's resourcefulness, his sardonic humor, and his gritty determination contrast sharply against the polished, calculated villainy of Grouper. The film delivers the perfect mix of high-stakes action and character-driven drama, all while showing McClane as an unlikely hero, fighting for something as personal as his family's safety. While there are many iconic scenes and lines in the film, the dynamic between Hans and McClane throughout Die Hard is what makes it so special for me. Their dialogue creates a back and forth that keeps you engaged from start to finish. McClane's quick wit and irreverent humor provide a stark contrast to Grouper's calm, sophisticated menace. This interplay is more than just good versus evil, it's a clash of personalities. McClane's refusal to back down, even in the most dangerous situations, and Grouper's methodical villainy made their conversations memorable and heightened the stakes of every confrontation. Whether it's McClane mocking Grouper's plans, or Grouper using McClane's wit against him, their verbal sparring creates a tension that makes each scene feel personal and unpredictable. Obviously, the action has to be mentioned as well in any review of Die Hard. Die Hard famously made use of practical effects, including real explosions and stunts, adding a sense of authenticity to the action. For example, the scene where McClane jumps off the roof with the fire hose was accomplished with no CGI, just a daring stuntman. Another interesting detail is how the film uses the space of the Nakatomi Plaza to its advantage. Director John McTiernan and cinematographer John DeBont played with the building's large open Artemis, using them to create a sense of isolation and tension. The way the camera pans and zooms through the tight hallways and vast lobbies helps emphasize McClane's struggle, visually making the space feel both expansive and confining. I think Die Hard, at the very least, is an entertaining classic, but really it's a lot more than that. It's an action film where you could tell the people who worked on it genuinely cared for every detail. Now, whether or not it's a Christmas movie, we still haven't answered that. The film makes overt references to Christmas and uses its aesthetic for both comic relief and plot. However, it is not overt enough to throw it in the bargain bin of hundreds of other unconventional holiday movies. Die Hard handles its Christmas time setting like any other aspect of the film, tastefully. Die Hard, without a doubt, is a Christmas movie. The real people you need to worry about are the ones roasting their chestnuts watching The Shining. With all this being said, I'm curious what you guys have to say. Are you a fan of Die Hard? If so, I'd also love to know how you feel about the sequels. The third film in the franchise is probably my second favorite, close to the first. Also, do you think Die Hard is a Christmas movie? Thanks for making it until the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, I'd appreciate it if you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Here at Inner Spiral, we cover the games, movies, and shows we all love. So be sure to join us, and I'll see you next time in the Spiral. Thanks for another great year. We have a lot of exciting surprises coming your way. Leave a comment on any of our videos. We really do read all of them. Happy holidays, and we'll see you next year.